Welcome everybody to this historic moment. This is the last meeting of the Interim Board of the Urban Flood Safety Department. And the new elected board will rotate over in January. So at this moment, I'd like to give Wendy the opportunity to speak with roll call.
Thank you. Nancy Henderson. Here. Steve Fansher.
Here.
Eric Mueller.
Here.
Dave Rickman. Can you hear us, Dave? Dave is online. We'll come back to him. Seth Reeser.
Here.
Ashton Simpson indicated he could not make it. Lori Stegman is in a county meeting and will join us at the table. Emerald Flow plans on joining us. Corky Collier.
Here.
Michelle Altman plans on joining us. Mary Helen McCabe, we had a second go. Tammy Stephenson.
Here.
Eric Molander is ill, will not be joining us. Jason Dumont.
Here.
Ed Washington.
Here.
Heather Keaton. I see that. Emma Bowe, can you hear us?
I can, thank you.
We have 12 board members present currently.
Here.
Great, we're officially called to order. Our first item is the item. So recognition of Bob Salinger. He is one of the founding members of this board. He was very instrumental in many many works across the state, and for us, a number of getting this board up through the legislature, and all the subsequent changes since the funding, the bylaws, no detail was too small, except too big. A lot to cover. I want to mention there's going to be a memorial service for him, and Wendy will be sending out that information. And so everyone will be able to participate there. Today at our meeting, but it would be appropriate to have a moment of silence to recognize Bob's contributions, not only to our work, but to the work of our family. Thank you everyone for participating. I know it's drive by today. The next item of business is
The chair, I just saw Michelle unmute, sure. I'm sorry, Michelle, did you unmute to speak?
I didn't, but I would know, the audio is really poor today. I don't know if anyone else on the phone is having trouble, but it's cutting in and out a fair amount, and it's pretty quiet even on my microphone.
Yeah, hi Rochelle, this is Emerald. I was about to throw the same thing into the chat that I didn't know if it was my connection, but I am struggling to hear.
I'm wondering if Nancy might have one of the.
We will attempt to project.
Effective mics.
Please let us know again if there are any other challenges.
Okay, we have two orders of business today. The first one is the minutes of our September meeting. They all were provided in your packet. So I'll entertain a motion for into.
I believe that's a typo, my apologies, it should be the October, and then
It's the October meeting, we already did September. Thank you.
sorry, for those online, I was saying there's an error in the agenda and through September, October minutes.
Madam Chair, I move to approve the minutes of the October 17th, 2024 board meeting.
Give a move and second. We don't have to do a roll call, right?
That's correct. Can you do a quick start?
Okay, voice vote. Everyone in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, the approval passes. Minutes are done. Okay, our next item of business is the Port of Portland IGA. This IGA it's an extension of an IGA we already have, which expires at the end of December, and it's incumbent upon us to extend that date to the end of July, so the board has something to work with. Bill, I'd like to hand this over to you.
Great, thank you. For those who haven't met me, I'm Bill Owen. I'm the Director of Engineering and Operations. Hopefully folks online can hear me. I'm not confident that the mic in front of me is working properly. So.
It sounds decent to me, Bill.
Thank you. So what was in your packet includes a brief letter or statement saying what the motion was and some background information about the IGA. It also includes a resolution for your consideration to appoint or approve our Executive Director, Jim, to sign this IGA amendment that is included in your packets. Since, as Nancy noted earlier, this is an extension of an IGA we've had since 2016 with the Port of Portland for our district to provide services for them, particularly regarding their property and facilities. And the longer IGA document, the original one, is fairly voluminous. It talks about a number of locations within port property where our staff goes and conducts support on behalf of the port. So what is in your packet includes an extension for the next 6 months from January to the end of June of 2025. And it includes some updated costs associated with each of the schedules of each of those locations where we do work on behalf of the port. Since the since the material was sent out to you, port staff and our staff have continued to work on that document. We've developed a new version of not just an amendment, but of the IGA. But in short, there's no substantive changes to the original IGA, and more importantly, or as importantly, there's no substantive changes to what's in the amendments that you see in your board packets. So thanks to Emerald and some work at her staff, we feel confident that the material you have in your packet is substantively the same as the documents that we've been able to refine since we pursued it. So I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Emerald, did you want to chime in at all?
Hi, thanks everybody. Oh, and hi, Mary Helen, I see you on there too. I just wanted to express thanks for getting this together. It did take some back and forth, and reiterate the port's comfort with moving forward with this. What we still have to work through is truly not substantive. So I mean, there's no substantive difference between what you have today and what we're going to move forward with. Thank you, Bill. Nothing to add.
Just to clarify, this is just the 6 months.
Speaking about microphone, please.
Or just to clarify, this is just the 6-month extension.
That is correct. Yeah, and the document that we've refined includes that. In years past, we've had 12-month extensions of IGA. We just happen to be in a period for 6 months, but your question is, yeah, it's correct.
There's no other questions, any there are, we can take motion. What's going on?
Madam Chair, I move to approve resolution 2024-1101, approving the IGA extension report.
And seconded? All right, on this one, we can do a voice vote as well, maybe, or should we do roll call? Is that your discussion? Let's do a voice vote. Okay, if we're moving to second, then any discussion? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion passes.
Thank you.
And I think speak for the whole board and we express our appreciation for the work. Okay, the next item is the revenue task force. This is a reporting out from staff member.
Yeah, sure.
Hello, Colin Rowan. I'm the Director of Planning and Public Affairs and wanted to give a quick summary of our revenue task force meeting, but wanted to do a little bit of ground setting beforehand. A little reminder of why the group met. So going back to 2023 and legislation that was developed to give the district the ability to use property assessments as well as a fee on cities. It was based on a couple years of hard work, this board and all of our partners to really do the due diligence effort on a fee for service model for revenue. So that would look like including on utility bills, collecting our funds from this managed floodplain through utility billing. For a number of reasons, technical, legal, as well as political, there were issues with being able to do that collection, and so that led to the discussion development of the legislation last year. One thing that came out of those conversations was a desire from members of this board to continue looking at opportunities, right? We didn't take any of the tools out of the toolkit. We really added 2 more back in. So we wanted to investigate the feasibility of using fee for service. And the recommendation was to bring back the utility managers at the cities that really would be responsible for collecting this funding to further the conversation. And so that group was convened in the middle of September with the agenda to really take a look if there were any substantial changes that have taken place in the intervening year that would change the conditions. I do want to recognize that Mr. Stephenson had asked to be a part of the meeting and I failed to get involved, so I do want to recognize and apologize for that. But we did have cities of Portland, Gresham, Troutdale, and Wood Village, and Seth in interim capacity representing Fairview as well. And so really the question came up about determining if any meaningful changes have taken place. The consensus of that group is no, that really the same conditions exist. And so we're ready to move into developing a fee for service. That revenue group also included a few other things. One was to make sure that the incoming board would brief on this work and that what the issues around, especially looking at tax compression and some of the issues that historically led to the creation of the 2019 bill, in using utility fee or service fee. They also wanted to continue to have all of the utility managers up at the team check in, see if any of those conditions, see if anything was changed to allow. So that would be legal changes, there would be things around collectability, collection enforcement was a huge issue that would have to be resolved. And then the final piece was that other means of collecting revenue should continue to be assessed. So some of the ideas that were out there over the 2 years as we were developing this included additional fees, user fees, and similar things. So to continue to develop those ideas and at least consider them to see if timing is right. So the next steps for this are to make sure that the full board, has this briefing and has the report of the task force meeting. And then I also want to give space a few board members that attended. They would like to add anything additional. There. So.
I think that covers it.
I guess from your administrative perspective, the BC operating is to move off any sort of revenue generation causes a question, we're going to jump at that. So, I think we all agree with this. Recording. I think you're going to help. I'm sure.
Yeah, so just, and I just want to make sure that anyone has a moment, they want to say something about the revenue task force report. Okay, we're moving to the next item.
Yeah, I'll summarize with the numbers. It turns out it's complicated and expensive to collect tax revenue. You didn't we're going to do some recognition of all of the interim board members. And I'll be honest, I think the impact of the city until this morning. I realize it's not when we together in this configuration. And what I want to say is thank you. So much appreciation for each of you. I know we can always achieve consensus, but what I see is a group of really committed individuals from a whole bunch of different perspectives who have toiled, some of you, Mary Helen, and for nearly a decade to solve a really hard problem on behalf of you. In these times when things feel so divisive, I think it's real important for all of us to recognize that good local people, even though they disagree, roll up their sleeves and get hard things done. So what you guys have left is a foundation which this district is going to build on. That's going to make our community safer, more sustainable, and more environmentally friendly. Those are the things that are easy to do. There's still plenty of work to do, plenty of trouble having to manage together. But collectively, you guys got this done. But the leadership that the staff needed, the community outreach staff needed to give the trust to 70% of the voters to invest in. So I hope that you guys leave recognizing the amazing contribution you have made to so many people, not just on the flood, but throughout the county and throughout the entire state. In the face of increasing risk and greater hazard due to climate change, you guys have left this district well positioned. Continue to serve like we have over the last 100 years or more, helping people's life and safety and quality of life. It's been such an honor to work with all of you and doing that in the state. Thank you. We have a small token. Thank you, Emily, for organizing this. So very briefly, Steve Fancher stepping in his chair. How many phone calls do we have later tonight? Trying to help figure out how to do it. You were in a catastrophic aggression and got the person representing full board, even with the council had struggles with that. So for that, Steve, thank you. We're going to hand around. Yeah. Let's go around this way. Seth, I think you were single-handedly most accountable for the control of costs going forward in this district. Your suggestion that we cap the flood safety benefit via inflation, I think not only is good policy, but I think it's instrumental to our ability to move this political system. And I know you and I have had some tough arguments, over the phone and in person, but what I really appreciated is that we were always willing to have. And we always do that. So thank you. So much. I thought you really represented this event really well. Heather, you stepped up for those who are underserved on so many different occasions. You helped invite me to the fire on the bond, making sure that we fulfill all of the mandates or have the opportunity to. You met with me outside of work to give me counsel and advice, and you spent a lot of time talking to people in the community about that we do. You remain just such an incredible partner of sister in your roles. It's the work that you said. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your application to the governor to continue to serve. We'll let you know what we hear from the governor soon. Nancy, the Portland is a tough entity to represent, and being on our shelf. It's been so nice having the Portland and all the different heroes that no one feels to be on here. They're talking to everybody that's in there, come back here with which that I like to come on, and I do whatever you know. You also kind of great counselor and advisor on medical education. And the fact that you retired and agreed to keep surveying is the biggest indication of your commitment to this work. Thank you very much. Work. You've been here a really long time, doing a lot of work, and I just appreciate you and so many people who are so critical that are running on the floodplain and letting serving the building and those interruptions. They're really powerful and really valuable. I also, probably more than anybody else, appreciated you mostly and giving me good advice that I often didn't follow. But I want to know that I really tried to absorb all of that. I don't think I'm forward here was completely something I can rely on. Also, the list of features resonate in my mind. Hoping to apply it more effectively. Or thank you for your name for the work and the work of your department. Your role. That you represent the true values of this organization and the board so consistently. And I have always just valued the eloquence and remembering the big picture. But why? Why are we here? Why does solving these arguments and finding consensus matter? You reminded us of that. And you reminded us of the impacts of flooding to survive along the flood. That voice has been super powerful and learning, even when things were hard, that the work is Jason, your small business on the program, we tax you. And it's probably a small to serve on our board. You came in at a time when I think that things were probably the most intense. We're really getting to you were always here. We're professional, we spoke up, we tried to move things forward. And I can't thank you enough for taking time and how to run your business. It's for this it's instrumental in getting us across the finish. Danny, longest serving, I think. I have to just offer my deepest respect for your ongoing concern about the cost of representing people of the former you have been steadfast and consistent every day in trying to ensure that they got a fair deal. We got close. We didn't get as far as we wanted to. Your willingness and ability to step into a challenging situation and share it and facilitate it in a way that everybody had a chance to do. And often when you had a lot to say, you were quiet so that others had time to speak. And you were also another board member who took hours of your time outside of formal meetings and so on to spend time with me to help understand where you were coming from, the people that you speak to were coming from. I know I didn't all spirit, but somewhere in there I learned some things, and I really got that for your effort. Really service to keep well, and I really. Eric, you were, first of all, you were willing to run and get elected, so thank you for willing to continue to serve. And I think that thing I appreciate about you most is I think you get the record, and I almost wanted to give you the trophy for making the most emotions. That's a really important role for someone to play in a body like this, because there's so many different perspectives and so much to talk about, and so many details. And it's really important to get into those, but it's also important at the right time to move on. And you were always a good judge of that, at least from my perspective. And I'm going to go back to probably the original time when I figured out you were really good at that. And we were trying to do the original operating cost forecast. We ran a chicken and egg situation where staff was saying, how much money can we have? And you were saying, tell us what kind of projects you're going to do, and we can tell you whether we like them or not. And it was your motion that sort of demanded that staff provide some numbers that kind of broke this whole thing. So you're either accountable or responsible for something, I don't know, but thank you for helping with the argument to keep serving on this district. Mary Helen, how consistent have you been in speaking up for people who don't have the means or the time to dig into all of these details, and so consistently urging us to speak plainly and to consider those for whom even a $5 increase in a bill could be devastating and prevent them from needing to doing something else, and also just being such a great spokesperson for the neighborhoods that we serve. A lot of land, of course, is commercial and industrial, but you were just a stalwart representing those folks who live here. And I know you asked a lot of questions, and I want to reiterate that I think you were asking those questions not just for yourself, but for a lot of other board members who needed those answers too. So Mary Helen, your commitment has been amazing. Your contributions to this community are huge and ongoing, and I want to thank you for your ongoing participation in this work. I look forward to staying in touch with you as we move forward. Mayor-elect Ribna, I think I said this to you before, but you have been among the most principled elected officials I have ever had the opportunity to work with. And your commitment to finding a way out from under oppression was so laudable. And you were so consistent and professional in insisting on that. And my biggest regret is that we were unsuccessful in pulling that off, but we're going to keep working at it. So I appreciate how hard you tried to find a way for us to avoid that impact to protect the people of these counties. We're proud of the outcome that that's corruption. Your candor and voice really made a difference. Again, more like you press, you could slip that on figuring out how to collapse. But your voice, I think, made the situation a lot better. And I'm really proud of you for running for mayor. And I look forward to working with you as a partner and helping maintain the flood plan and the FEMA accreditation so that you continue to build out Troutdale in the way of the surgeon community. Rochelle, the ultimate City of Portland Wrangler. For those of you who don't know, in their day job, Rochelle helps with the MOU, memorandum of understanding group that pulls all the city bureaus together to help us move forward with all the capital work that we have to do to make the community safe. And that's no small job. We've heard herding cats, like herding frogs and cats together. Rochelle was really good about contacting staff between meetings and digging into the details, asking hard questions in a really thoughtful, professional way, helping us sharpen our game. And you were always here when we needed you to ensure we had a quorum, and you really represented Portland well, and just made our work so much easier by pulling everyone together for Portland so easily. So thank you, Rochelle. We've been doing it after you moved away, so I appreciate that. And Emerald, such a busy person, and yet whenever I needed you, you always found a way to make time for a phone call or to respond to a text and help us with major revenue collection issues with the legislature. And I guess the thing that stands out to me in this moment is all the time and energy that you and your colleagues from the port put in helping us with the Metro Chamber when they wanted us to withhold our bond measure, which really would set us back, less safe. So I hope you've just been a beacon of hope and help in managing all of the regional relationships required to amend our legislation and to generate new revenues in a way that the voters support. So I really appreciate the important partnership. I look forward to deeply working with you, Dan, and continuing the relationship with Paul.
Thanks, Jim and team. It's my pleasure.
I think that's everyone. Did I miss anybody? You guys are awesome, and I really hope, even though none of you got everything you wanted, that you can step back and know that we have made this district more representative, more sustainable, more environmentally friendly, and better for this region. So thank you guys so much. What an honor to be on.
Steve. Is your mic on, Steve?
It is now. Thanks, Wendy. Thanks, Jim. Thanks for the appreciation, recognition. I think I can speak for all of us to say that none of this work would have happened without you and talented, dedicated staff. Which you guys, it wasn't easy. We all know that. I don't know if it's a linear or exponential curve. regard to difficulty in number of board members. But we have 17 with the interim board. I'll say it's challenging without any folks to try to get consensus, try to get stuff forward, and you guys hung there with us and pushed us and got there together. I know, again, it wasn't. So we appreciate the talent, your dedication, and we all feel, I think, very comfortable and proud, but comfortable knowing that you guys are actually running.
Is that the first board on? I think it's the first board meeting stuck at the end of Roger, they had spent. Might not do that. Personally, I don't know.
It's been a few, but it's definitely nice to be ahead of schedule. Yeah, I'll echo that. Your words, Steve, thanks for the kind words. And it is true that all these big points came together as a board, to provide direction, and the staff has churned out. But I know, we feel like we've done a lot of work, but, staff are doing this, sometimes more than 40 hours a week. And, the solid staff, and so really great that, the uniforms.
Thank you, staff.
So we are ahead of schedule, and which is definitely great. I want to bring your attention to our last two pages. So the next item, I will hand it over to Wendy to explain it in a few minutes. But I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. And what we're doing is we're inviting the old board to talk to the new board in some breakout sessions that we have some prompts that Wendy's given us, but we can go for, we can share what we think would be important to you, and of course you can ask questions if you can agree. But I don't think we've ever seen this kind of transition. I think it's pretty cool. And then I'll let Wendy manage all that, and when we come back together, there'll be some brief time for board. Let's see.
Just wondering, new introductions, I don't know who the new board members are.
What a great segue. Great segue. I'm gonna hand this over to Wendy.
We have.
Thanks, Steve. We have 4 incoming board members with us today, and so we'll just start this agenda item off by asking folks to introduce themselves briefly to the group. And Ariana, you're first on the list, so I'm going to ask you that.
Hi.
Hello.
All right, quick intro here. I'm Ariana Johnson. I live out near Fairview Lake. I've grown up out here, and I've got a long history of family living out here. So the floodplain is really important to me. I am an environmental consultant. I currently work mostly in stakeholder engagement and environmental justice issues, but I also have a background in environmental engineering in an undergrad from Cal Poly, and then ecosystem services from Scottish Government. And prior to my current job, I was working in climate change adaptation over in Scotland. So I've got some adaptation experience. I'm excited to get going, and I'm excited to meet all of you and hear what wisdom you have for all of us. So thanks.
Ariana,
Thank you. Hi, I'm Village Rose Falcons. I'm from Russia originally. I'm in Montebello now. I have a background in insurance, but I kind of shifted mid-career to get a master's in administration last year. I'm from the city Florida, focused on adaptation and policy. I'm currently working in climate resilience and adaptation in the philanthropic sector, as well as the nonprofit sector around working in new solutions. I'm super excited about this work. It's really impressive to hear. Just I can sense that you all like kind of went through knowledge, all that's gone into getting us to the place of great author. Or to, learning from
Hi, everybody, I'm Nick Lane, I lived in Portland. From 97 minus 5 years, 2 of those were, I got the Peace Corps volunteer, and 3 of those I was back in DC, worked for the Bonneville Power Administration since 2001, and a bunch of different capacities. The kind of experience I've had with relevant to this work is, trigger operations for fish, work with states and tribes and other federal agencies. I worked in communications for a while, the right federal strategy group. Currently manage a team of project managers, and analysts in the transmission side of the house. This is my first elected position I've ever sought, and it's a little bit weird to look at people.
You have to stand.
Hi, everyone, I'm Dan Eisenbites. I'm Port of Portland's applicant to be appointed to the permanent board. I joined the board of the regional affairs manager last month. My career has largely oscillated between public policy and government relations positions for the last couple of years or so. I've had lots of experience working for the city of Portland, Portland County, city board of the city, state department of administration and development. Was born in Portland. My educational background is John. Very much appreciate the work that the ALF board has done, and the numbers of them.
Thanks, everyone. Well, there are, of course, a number of interim board members that will be continuing, and then in addition, Phil Ralston and Linda Yanis were not able to be here today, so we will be meeting them for the new board orientation in December. But how this is going to work is that this is an opportunity to have a smaller scale conversations with the new board members, and we have 2 rooms outside and 1 on the left and 2 on the right. So the new board members, you have your little cheat sheets about where you're going. And then for the folks in this room, we're going to be dividing into 2 groups. So around this table here, there'll be Pam Stephenson, Steve Fancher, Eric Mueller, and Zach Reeser. And if you could move your chairs around 1 table there. And then around the table where Jim is sitting, if we could have Nancy Hendrickson, Heather King, Marky Collier, Jason Dumont, and Ed Washington, sorry for the big group. And then Emily will be moving folks online to the place they need to go, so you don't have to worry about that. So it'll just take us a minute actually to get reoriented, and on this table, if you will be either interacting with the laptop with someone online, or you'll be interacting with another person in the room. So depending on the schedule. So I will be here to support you. If you have any questions or you don't know where to go, please reach out.
Would you be doing a little bit of 5-minute warning or something that we're going to switch?
Thank you very much. So we are going to be aiming for, we do have a little extra time, so we can do more like 12 minutes instead of 10 minutes for each session. And we'll have 4 sessions. So let's stand up and move.
I'll just stand up because it makes me talk louder, and hopefully nobody heard. Hopefully be okay. So Okay, so we are at the very last, we're at number 8 on our agenda. I want to thank all our new board members for coming and all of our existing board members for also coming to have this very interesting information exchange, and to Wendy for setting it all up. We do have this last piece for interim board reflections. So this is the chance where anyone at the interim board can address the entire board. It looks like we're just a little bit ahead of schedule again, which is great. But there are about a little bit fewer, maybe 14 or 15 of us of the old board, so it's still not a lot of time. So I would invite anyone who likes to address the entire old and new board. And I'm going to be keeping an eye on the time, and if we start to go, if we get to 1 minute before 3, I'm going to call an end to it and do the final gavel. That's the plan, such as it is. So with that, I see a hand raised, and it's Steve.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, everybody. I just want to let you know, first, thank you all. I need to leave a little bit early today. I have another obligation to get to, so I'll be doing that now. Good luck to everybody. Again, don't hesitate to reach out if you have any historical context needs from any of the old board members. We wish you the best of luck, and I'm excited for what the future will be.
Thank you.
Next. Apparently, this is the right one. I'll take it. Can you hear me okay?
Can I speak up? I can't hear, but I'm not raising my hand. I don't know. Thanks, Steve. I heard your voice, and he's been an excellent facilitator. I just want to share one piece of wisdom that I didn't get to share with the board members that I spoke to. I sort of blurted it out at the end of my last, and it's a piece of wisdom that you've heard from me before, is 2 pieces. Take care of the neighbors, because they're the ones that are going to be impacted by this. And a piece of advice that former Commissioner Nick Fish gave me was, make sure that you hear all sides of the argument, whether you agree or not, because if you don't know all sides of an argument, you need to, because that's the best way to make sure that when you turn around, you won't be caught with, you'll be able to see the arrows that are coming at you. And that is, I think, served me very well in all my public service. So congratulations to all the new people. I think that you're going to do wonderful. And I understood that Steve said reach out. I hope that MCDD will share my contact information with in some kind of public way, because I believe that it's very helpful to be able to have conversations with former board members. It's helped me in all the board positions that I've held with the port, the city, and the state. So if not, I don't know. Can I put my email address in the chat?
We're happy to share your contact info with any board very.
I hear a voice, but I can't understand you.
We will share your info with the new board, Mary Helen.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Ed, it's up to you now.
Green.
Green.
Can you hear me okay?
Speak up, Ed.
Can you hear me? Okay, I just want to thank everybody that from the interim board. Thank you for all your help and wise wisdom, and a special thank, guys. I'm not picking anybody out special, but I am. Eric Mueller, thank you so very much for what you do. And I love the way he would always bring us out of tough situations. So take advantage of that, you guys, okay?
Okay, thank you, Ed. Is there anyone else who would like to speak?
I've spoken enough, thank you.
Thank you for that, Courtney.
Sure.
We can try the one in front of you, can you?
Bring a file over there.
Can you hear me? I just want to say that I joined the organization 9 years ago because I wanted to make a difference. And that was my goal, and I'll be ending that service, and I hope that I would have made a difference, even though I don't think that really ended up being the case. But I think you guys have a great opportunity going forward. And please don't stop listening to people, and especially don't stop listening to the other members on the board. Hear them out and try to get to consensus. Thank you.
Okay, I think we've got most everyone. I'm not seeing, well. Is there anyone else who'd like to address the board? Hey, people, I have the pleasure of bringing the gavel down, the imaginary gavel down on our last meeting together. It's been a very long road for some of us, a short road for others, but all the efforts have been much appreciated. Thanks everyone who's finishing up, and thank you for those who are carrying on. This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you all.